Alright, so in 1866, we have the Indian head penny. Alright, so this penny here has a double die obverse. Now you can see it's not, in the best condition, but definitely not in the worst by any means. It's got an AU58 grade, but it does have doubling on the front of the coin. So here's what you want to look for with your USB coin microscopes. Up close there on the lettering, Liberty, you can see that doubling, very, very visible doubling there on the lettering. So that's what you want to look for on the 1866. That can give your coin a lot of value. This coin here sold for over $800. Now, had this coin been in a mint state grade, it could have even sold for a lot more money. So definitely inspect your coins, again, with that USB coin microscope. I have those available on couchcollectibles.com. Now, there's some other stuff you want to look for as well. But first, here's an 1866. It's got environmental damage. You can see it's very worn. It's just not a very high grade coin. The coin only sold for around $20. Personally, I don't know if I would even pay that for that coin. But here is an 1866 that has a mint state 66 red grade. So red, brown, and brown pennies, those grades are going to be different. This coin here sold for over $6,000 because of that mint state 66 red grade, graded by NGC. So, keep that in mind. The condition is going to have a huge effect on its value. Now, here's a penny that sold on eBay. This is an 1866 Indian head cent. And this coin has a cud. We see that there in the top left of that coin. So that is a die break taking place there that produces that cud. And this coin sold for over $275. Now, something you want to look for here is on the date. So really, really cool here, man. This is awesome. Alright, so what you want to look for here on the date is a 1 over the 1 and a 6 over the 6. So we see here on the left that 1, that little line there, the 1 over the 1. And then the 6 here, we see that at the top, and in the middle, the 6 over the 6. But that's not it. Here's another example of that taking place on a different 1866 Indian head penny as well. And then we also want to look for just the 1 over the 1, which we can see here is much different than the other two. So that is very, very obvious there. And we also have one where just the two 6s are over 6s. So we got 6 over 6, 6 over 6 here on the 1866 date. So always be on the lookout for that, because that can definitely give your coin some value. Now here's an 1866 Indian head penny. Now it does have a repunched date. However, the coin is in really, really bad condition. It's only graded at a very good 8. So really low on the coin grading scale, as the scale goes from 1 to 70, 70 being the best. This coin only sold for around $35. Now keep in mind, if you have that repunch date and it's in very good condition, it can sell for a lot of money. Now here's an 1866 that is graded at a mint state 65 red. So what gives this coin value is just that high grade being in such great condition. This coin sold for over $3,500. Over $3 grand for that coin. Here's an 1866, but this is the proof coin. So it's graded at a proof 66 red. Man, just a flawless coin, man, in absolutely amazing condition. This coin here sold for over $20,000. What would you do with $20,000? Let me know in the comments below. Now here's some other Indian head pennies that are worth money. We're gonna look for doubling on the front of the 1870 Indian head penny. So we wanna look for that on the word Liberty, that double die obverse. Here's an example of that coin. Now this coin is graded at a mint state 62, so it is a high graded coin, which gives it a lot of value as well. And because of that doubling in the high grade, this Indian head 1 cent coin sold for over $500. Now, if you flip your coin over and you look at the back of the coin, you also want to look for doubling on the reverse. So a double die reverse, a DDR. Now, if we look at this N here, you can really see that doubling. If we go to the E and cent, you can see that doubling as well. And then also there on the reef. So look for doubling on the back of the coin as well. Now here is a double die reverse. Now this one is graded at a mint state 60, the 1870 Indian head penny or 1 cent coin, however you prefer to say it. I'm gonna call pennies 1 cent. It's just a habit. I'm gonna say it. Alright, so please don't tear me up in the comments over 1 cent and penny. Now, this coin here sold for over $490, nearly a $500 penny as well. Now, if we look at a lower graded 1870 Indian head penny, this one is graded at about good 3. So extremely low graded coin. You can see how worn it is. Definitely been circulated for a long time. So probably would not have this coin graded. This coin here only sold for $20. But if we look at the same exact coin from 1870 and we look at a high graded version of the coin graded at a mint state 66, now this one here has a lot of value. This coin here sold for over $18,000. So we go from a $20 coin to over $18,000 because of the grade. That is super important to remember. Now also on the front of your 1870 Indian head pennies, you also want to look for the repunched date. So we can see that there on the 1, most noticeably there, that repunched date. Now this is also on the 8 and the 0 as well. You can really see it there on the bottom of the 0. So always be on the lookout for that. Now also on the 1870, there's something that's called a pickaxe. And it's basically damage to the obverse die that left an impression resembling a pickaxe that is just above the designer's initials, which we can see here in the image displayed. So always be on the lookout for that as well. Now if we move on to this repunched date, this coin here has that RPD, that repunched date. It is not got the highest grade. It's only graded at a good 4, so not very good condition coin. Now if it was graded higher, it would sell for a lot more. This penny only sold for $90. So not too much money, but still a $90 coin. If we move on to the 1870 proof Indian head 1 cent coin. Now this is pretty cool because it's graded at a proof 66, so an extremely high grade, and it looks amazing. So you can see how amazing this coin is. Excellent condition, very high grade. This penny sold for over $10,000. That's right, $10,000. Now first, what you want to look for with your coin microscope on the 1907 Indian head 1 cent coin is a repunched date. So a 1907 here. So the 9, the 0, and the 7 is repunched. So you can really see that there on the 9, on the inside of the 9, and on the inside of the 0, and then again there on the 7. So you can see that it has been repunched. You got to look very closely with your coin microscope. Now here's another example of that. This is actually all the date has been repunched. So even the 1, you can see the 1 is being repunched there. And then the 9, 0, and 7. And wow, look at the 7. You can really see it there on that example, the repunched date. So always be on the lookout for that. Here is an example of a 1907 that's graded at a mint state 63, red brown, and it's got a repunched date. So it's not the best condition coin. If it was graded at a red, it would be much more valuable. But this coin here sold for around $40. Now if we look at a coin, the same exact coin that is graded at a mint state 64 brown, now this is got the repunched date again, and this coin sold for over $380. So much more for that higher grade. For the 1907 proof coin, now our proof Indian head cent, now this one is really cool, and I would love to have an Indian head proof coin like this in my collection. This is graded at a proof 66, red brown, and this coin sold for over $4,000 because of its high grade. Now if we look at a lower minted, well, it's not the lowest mintage, but it's not a mint state graded coin. It's graded at about uncirculated 58, and you will see the difference in value here. This coin here sold for $65. Now if we look at the same exact coin in 1907, but this coin is graded at a red, that's why it has that RD there on the coin slab. So we got a mint state 67 red grade, and this grade is going to be what makes the coin really valuable. This Indian head penny sold for over $24,000, and it's probably because there's not a lot of these coins out there at that grade or higher. Alright guys, don't forget to subscribe in the middle, check out the videos to the left of me, and until tomorrow, I will see you on the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.